Welcome back to San Diego, people. The Rotary Club is an institution here in San Diego and around the world. Joining me now to talk more about the future of the Rotary Club and Rotary Club 33 is Jody Jacob. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Alan.
Club 33, how did you come up with that? What's the history behind that?
The number. Club 33 means we were the 33rd club that was instituted throughout the United States and now the world. So we're a very old club. We're 100 years old.
Mm-hmm. Well, celebrating the centennial, what does 2012 look like? How's the future stacking up right now?
Well, we're very, very enthusiastic about our projects in the community, and we're about service above self. So we're really going to home in on that core business that we have in Rotary. And of course, we want to grow our membership and sustain this huge club that we have with young people and with a diverse population and a wide variety of different professions.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the, would you say, goals that you have to grow membership right now? I know you probably want to, with people's different work schedules and habits now, the internet and all the things that have changed so much, again, no longer just the noon business luncheon that used to be. What's changed and how are you trying to attract those younger people?
Well, Alan, that's a very good point, because young people in their business particularly they're busy people, and they don't necessarily have a couple of hours every Thursday to give unless it really means something to them, which it absolutely does. And I think once you drink the Kool-Aid of Rotary, you look forward to that, and you look forward to the business relationships you make, and Rotary becomes a priority in people's lives, whether they're 20 years old, or we have some people in our club that are 90.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about some of the projects that you're really proud of with Club 33 that have been instituted over the years.
Club 33 has been very, very important about eradicating polio throughout the world. In fact, you'll see magazines and articles that say we're this close to eradicating polio.
Sure.
So that's very, very important locally and internationally. But locally, we have this wonderful program called Camp Enterprise, where we take 80 juniors in high school, and we're going to teach them about the American enterprise system. Because let's face it, in today's schools, they're so focused on mandated programs that they don't learn about the importance of business and finance. So we take these kids up to a camping opportunity for a weekend, and they really, really learn about the American enterprise system. That's why we call it Camp Enterprise.
You know, and I would think the kids would be in awe because, as you said, they don't learn a lot of the business practices in school these days, and obviously it's not until they get into college and even in business in later years that they finally figure out, hey, this is how this works. So this is really a good introductory program.
It truly is. And you know, our volunteers, our Rotarians, are all businessmen and women and captains of industry, and they become mentors for these students. So we teach them the theory, the academics, and the basics of business, but then we let them start their very own enterprise. It's quite exciting at the end of the weekend to see these high school students excited about becoming future business people in the community.
And what kind of participation have you seen that grown over the years?
Oh, we started it a number of years ago with a major grant, and you know, funding is a very important part of our Rotary Club, and particularly in Club 33, where we have people that have means and that have 3 and 4 and 5 generations of Rotarians. So they understand that it's important to give back to the community. So Rotary is all about service above self and giving back to the community. And the other thing, Alan, is we have something like 60 committees in our club. 60 committees. Wow. And the vast majority of them focus around on some project of giving back to the community, whether it's reading in schools with underprivileged students or Fish Across the Border. It's all about giving back to the community. So you can imagine with our 550 members, there's a lot of work being done out there.
Sounds like it. Fish Across the Border, what's that about?
We go out and we catch fish. Lots of fish. And then, as a group, we deliver all of the product to a school in Tijuana and a community there. We partner with Rotarians in Mexico, have a great big banquet, and package up lots and lots of food for the holidays. It's really a great way to give back.
So the club here really interacts far beyond the boundaries of San Diego County, not just in California, but outside of the United States as well, right?
Absolutely. We have microcredit programs in Africa and India and Mexico, and the 60 committees that we have a wide variety of civic action.
And it takes a lot of money to do that. The club must be very successful in bringing in funds to to help other people in other parts of the world.
Yeah, well, Alan, you've got to remember I grew up as the fund development director of our committee, so I'm very passionate about that. But yes, we have very generous Rotarians, but it's more than treasure, it's also time and talent. And that's what Rotary is known for.
How else does the Rotary interact with schools in the community? You mentioned the one program of business. Any other ways that the Rotary interacts with schools?
Yes, at Hoover High School and Wilson Middle School and San Diego High School, we have a long-time partnership with them. And we do all spectrum of the demographics of our community. It's not just kids, but we also have a very strong seniors support program. That's one of my favorite. You know, some of our seniors don't have a lot, and they need that special TLC, and that's what Rotarians do, is they reach out and take care of our seniors.
Well, it's really tough times now for everybody, and especially tough for seniors, so I'm sure they appreciate that immensely.
Right. One of my favorite programs is our holiday December program, where we bring in over 100 seniors, and some of those wonderful little old ladies go out and get a new dress because they know they're going to the Rotary lunch and program.
Well, you bring a lot of smiles to a lot of folks' faces. How about the military? We're a huge military community. What does the Rotary do for veterans in this community?
We have a very, very strong military affairs committee. In fact, that's one of our largest committees because we have Veterans Village that we support. We have the USO that we support. We have a wonderful program where we bring in something like 500 sailors of the year to support them. We're very, very strong, and a lot of people in our club, including myself, are former military, so we're passionate about that.
And what kind of membership do you have from the military? I'm sure that's a big draw, right?
Well, certainly we have the senior representatives of the services. The senior admiral in town and the senior general in town belongs to Club 33 as honorary members. But a lot of times people come back after they retire and they decide they want to give back. They're people with a culture of service. So I like to say they serve the nation and now they're serving the community.
Do you have a goal for growth in 2012? And if so, what would that be?
Every club in Rotary throughout the world wants to grow by at least one member. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think of retention and attrition,
that's true.
That we really need to reach out into the community to be much, much more diverse.
Yeah, and I would imagine that would be kind of tough, because if you think now in this business climate that we have, with the economy as tough as it is, a lot of people are shifting jobs and moving around, so it probably is tough to hold on to the current members, right?
Well,
in some ways.
It certainly can be a challenge, but for these busy people, especially in Club 33, that are the leaders in the community, they're the captains of industry, that 2 hour a week, every week, it needs to become a passion, and that's my goal, is to make it very much worthwhile their precious time.
And when you want to attract someone to the Rotary Club, what do you tell them? What do you say that you want them to offer to the club?
The litmus test, I think, for any new Rotarian is service above self. You need to be passionate about making a difference in the world. It's more than just business connections, which are fabulous.
Right.
It's more than being entertained and educated every week with some world-class speaker. It's more than, I call it my 2 hour massage every week, because you really, really get outside of your work and come to do something special in Rotary. But they absolutely have to have that bedrock service above self passion, and that's what makes us different.
You know, the one thing I found as a Rotarian was the motivation. Every time I attended one of the luncheons on Thursdays, was the motivation from the speakers and from the other members. And it kind of just stuck inside me to go out and help others. You know, there was something there that said, you know, a passion to help others.
Yes. It's nice to be with Rotarians. They're honorable people that have been vetted. You must meet the four-way test of standards for a Rotary, and I like hanging out with people like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It sure is. All right, we're going to continue our discussion in just a minute. So there's still much more ahead on San Diego People as we look at the impact of the Rotary Club. So stay with us for that.